Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Well, as you can see, the final drive is mounted on. As I showed in my last video there, I got the back bearing and the retainer and all the preloads set on those bearings. And so that was all good to go. Like I say, I can only film so much stuff happening, but I heated that bearing up to approximately 400 degrees, and once I got everything lined up, it literally just dropped right onto the back of that axle shaft. And within seconds, it had cooled down and shrunk, and it was pinched good and tight on there, which is exactly what I want. And so once I got that put back together, I got that hubcap, got black silicone around it, all sealed up good and tight. Got the hubcap popped in, and just like you saw in one of the previous videos, I forget which part it was, but it's where I had taken the final drive off. Basically, I put it back on the same way. And so, thankfully, the drive itself had those two alignment studs. You put the studs through top and bottom, and that lines up the rest of these holes. And so we'll go ahead and start putting the bolts back in. And actually what I'm going to do is, once I get these bolts on, well, in anyway, before I go to put the final torque setting onto them, let's take and lower that down a little bit, I thought. Well, yeah, I get my sockets and kind of pinch that together. But like I say, once I get ready to put the final pull onto it, I'm going to take and put red Loctite on all the threads. The red Loctite is the high strength. And also what I'll do, in fact, a neighbor of mine is the one that told me about this here. In fact, actually, we did it last fall on the left side also. But he said when you're torquing a big bolt like that down, of course, naturally, go ahead and put your Loctite here on the threads, and then when you get it down to just where you have just a little bit of air gap between the bottom of the bolt head and this flat piece coming around right here, get a like a little oil can, something like that right there. It's got a little tube spout on it. Just take and put a little oil right around there. That way, when those two surfaces come together, you're not coming down dry metal on dry metal. You're coming down, it's got that oily film, and he said it will actually allow you to, the torque to actually increase, because it's not bottoming out against plain old bare metal. It's got oily film to work with. And I actually had to take and loosen up. I couldn't remember which top bolt I hooked onto, either this one or this one here, and depending on which angle it allowed the drive to hang. And so I'm going to spin these here out, re-Loctite them, and then put them back down to 105 foot-pounds. However, the first thing I'm going to do is get that forklift out of the way. One thing for sure, this forklift definitely makes it nice. I think I told you last fall when we had to do all this out in the field. Well, take that back. Do the mounting and dismounting out in the field. Okay, I'm trying to find my stuff. Anyway, we had to use our Bobcat to mount and dismount everything, and that was a lot trickier because it's hard to keep everything steady. You're kind of rocking up and down, and it took about 4 or 5 of us. Dad was running the Bobcat, and then me and my brother and my cousin and another friend of mine fighting with this thing, trying to get everything all lined up. Whereas here, I mounted the thing by myself because that forklift just holds everything good and steady. Okay, I forget what size bolts these are. Well, hey, you got it right the first time. 1 11/16 inches. Now, I want to go ahead and put a little pull on this one right here. Because I saw a little bit of a gap right there where the drive meets the end, meets that plate. I just wanted to pull that together a little bit, make sure everything's all falling in place like it's supposed to. Now this video here is probably not going to be very long, but like I said, I just wanted to give you a quick update of what's happening here. In fact, I think what I'm going to start doing is I ought to take and open up a final drive rebuilding business. It's not bad to do if you, as long as you have all the tools to do it. Okay, I want to go ahead and re-torque them 2 top bolts right there. Okay. There we are on that for the right setting. And before I put these in, I want to take and put a little Loctite back on the threads, spin him down in there. In fact, these bolts here, this morning when I torqued them down, I did the same thing also. I put the Loctite in and then put a little oil right around the base beneath the head of the bolt. That way it's not going down, landing on a dry surface. All right, there, that one clicked in. Come on, let's go. And that one clicked. Perfect. And also what I did to get this brake caliper and the disc all lined up is I just took this disc, stuck it into the caliper, and this here is actually my torque wrench case. Stuck right underneath there like that and propped it up in there, made sure to hold it in, and then when I drove in, I was able to get everything fairly close to where I could hop off the forklift and get that spline shaft put right down through there. And so that worked pretty good. And then I'll show you here on the back. Get my light dug out. Because right there is the drive shaft coming off of the hydro. And then you have this little connecting collar that is all splined inside. And you just, like that, just pull that over. And I'm going to actually have to take and turn it. Yeah, there we go. And that little collar will just come all the way over here. There's a roll pin that goes right down through there. I don't want to do that yet. But the roll pin actually goes in between this shaft and this shaft right here, and it just holds that collar in place. And that's what connects your drive shaft together. Basically a sleeve. So, okay, that's got these here torqued down. Now, I kind of got to set things up just right because I kind of want to snug each bolt down. And I had oh, there they are. Had my old grease rags. I've been hunting for them things, trying to wipe my fingers off. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take and just simply snug each bolt down. That way it pulls it, because you can still see a little bit of a gap right there. There's one back here. That way it pulls everything down snug. And then I'll come back over and take one bolt out at a time. Loctite it. And then torque him down to 900. Okay, that snugged that one. I'm not going to do every one. I will go ahead and hit that bottom one. Like I say, that way it just keeps everything pulled even. I'm not going to show everyone doing every one of these, torquing them down. That gets kind of old, just seeing the same old thing over and over. Okay, that's got the top and bottom snug there. That's got that one snugged. And that one snugged. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to start right here in the middle. Hold up, let's not jump the gun too fast. And looks like Dad just pulled in with 185 with the mowing machine. He mowed the hay. Okay, I gotta find all my goodies. Let's see here. There we are. Get the torque multiplier out. But yeah, like I said, that's basically what's going to be like. I'll get all these torqued down, and then maybe I can grab a video tomorrow of actually getting the tires mounted onto it. But hey, that's going to be a good quitting spot right there for this video. So take care. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.